Right, good morning everyone, welcome to the Year 7 live lesson. Okay, it's the last Year 7 one of the week. There'll be one more this afternoon for higher tier. Okay, I'm going to be turning the comments off as usual, okay, just to make sure people are able to really concentrate on the maths. Okay, when you're ready, have a go at the start of me please. Again, same format as usual. Can you make sure you attempt every single one? 3 points for green, 2 points for amber and 1 point for red. Right guys, I'll give you 3 more minutes to see if you can get that done. Right guys, 1 minute to go. See if you can get all of those done. If you can't get them all done, don't worry. Just do the odd 1 or 2. That's okay. That's no problem at all. Right guys, so I'm going to go through each of these, okay? So the first one we got a bit of divided. Again, remember we do the similar topics each time just because it makes you really, really good at them. And again, these are the topics you need to get good at in order to progress as you go through the school. So I've got 408 divided by 6. So 6 doesn't go into 4, so I put 0, carry the 6, so carry the 4 over. 6 goes into 40 6 times, remainder 4. 6 goes into 48 8 times. So my answer is 68. 2 points for that one. Next one. I've got 84 plus 943. Again, exactly the same as you would normally. Big number goes on top. 3 plus 4 is 7. 4 plus 8 is 12. So you do 1 by there and carry the 1 over. 2 by there and carry the 1 over. 9 plus 1 is 10. So my answer is 1027. 1 point. Next one, I got 34 times 95. Again, use whatever method you want to use. I've got a way I like to do it because I know it's a very, very difficult method to get wrong. All you've got to do for my way is get really good at drawing the grids out. Okay, right, so from there now, I'm going to change my pen colour just because it'll make it easy for me. I got 34 times by 95. Change again. 3 times 9 is 27. 4 times 9 is 36. 4 times 5 is, that's what, 4 times 5 is 20, and 5 times 3 is 15. Once I'm there, I'm just going to add them up. 5, the first one I've just got 0. In the next one, I've got a 6, a 2, and a 5, which gives me 13. Then I've got a 1, a 7, and a 3, which gives me 12. And then I've got a 1 and a 2, which is 3. So my answer is 3,230. 3 points for that one. (5x take away 9 equals 31). Very basic solving equations. I'm going to add 9 first to both sides to get rid of that minus 9, because I want to get x on its own. 5x moves straight down. Plus 9 minus 9 is nothing. Add 9 on is 40. I'm then going to divide by 5 to get an answer of x equals 8. Next one. So 6.5 take away 3.9. Again, normal take, same as normal taken away. The only difference is decimal point moves straight down. 5 take away 9, I can't do it, so I'm going to borrow from this 6, turn that into a 5, turn that into 15. 15 take away 9 is 6. Decimal point moves straight down. 5 take away 3 is 2. So my answer is 2.6 for 2 points. Next one, I got 6x minus 5y minus 4x plus 9y. So I like to put shapes around the stuff that's the same. Okay, I got 6x by there, so I'm going to put a rectangle around that. And I've got a minus 4x by here, so I'm going to put a rectangle around that. Okay, the ones that are rectangles around them, 6x take away 4x is simply 2x. Then I'm going to change my shape and change my colour. I've got a minus 5y, and I've got a positive 9y on the end. Okay, I put 2 ovals around those. Minus 5y, take away, add 9y is the same as 9 take away 5. It means exactly the same thing, whatever order they're in. It's going to be positive 4y. So my answer is 2x plus 4y. Next one. Last three. 20% of 450. 10% is 45. And then in order to get 20%, I'm going to have to double that 10%. So I'm going to times both sides by 2. Double 45 is 90. 1 point for that one. 36 in the ratio 7 to 5. Again, your first step in doing ratio, very first step is the same every single time. Add the ratios together. Add your shares. So I got 7 plus 5. Gives me 12 shares. Okay, once I'm there, 7 plus 5 is 12 shares. I'm going to do £36, which is my amount of money, divided by the 12 shares. So 1 share is going to be £3. If 1 share is £3 and one person gets 7 and one person gets 5 shares, if each share is worth £3, 7 times 3 is 21, 5 times 3 is 15. And that works because that adds back up to 36. 3 points. Very last one. It's really important on these ones that you get the bottom numbers the same. Okay, at the moment they're not. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to times them together. 7 times 6 is 42. It's still a plus question. Then, once I've done that, times the two bottom ones together, I cross multiply. So I've times those together, then I'm going to do 6 times 1 is 6. 7 times 1 is 7. Once I'm there, that works. I add the tops together. 6 plus 7 is 13. 42 and 42 makes 42. Okay, you don't add the bottom ones together. Whatever's on the bottom has to be on the bottom in the answer. Once that's there, I can't simplify that anymore, so that's my final answer. Guys, mark what you've done so far. Again, score out of 18. If you want to DM me your scores, I really appreciate it. I love seeing how you do. If you did struggle with anything and my explanation wasn't clear enough, ask me and I will go through it with you. Right, guys, so I'm going to do order of operations today. That is BIDMAS. Okay, what that means is essentially is you do it in this order. So we start with doing the brackets, then we do the little squaredy bits, then we do the dividing, then we multiply, then we add, and then we subtract in that order. Now what I'd like you to do before I move on, I'm going to give you 1 minute to see if you can draw that out for me. And I'd like it to look exactly the same as it does here with the little pretty pictures as well. Get that down for me, then we're going to move on. Right guys, 30 more seconds on this just to get that written down. Once you got that written down, we'll move on. Right guys, so I'm just going to move on, okay? If you haven't got that down yet, don't worry. Remember, the video will go on later on. You can get it down and make it as pretty as possible, maybe after the session, okay? Now, normally, if I'm learning this topic, okay, if it's the first time I'm doing it, I'm going to write down, every single time I do a question, I'm going to write down the words BIDMAS. So I'm going to do the first one, I'm going to do it on the left. Okay, now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to tick off after each one what I see. Are there any brackets? No. Are there any indices? No. Is there any division? No. Is there multiplication? Yes, there's multiplication, so I'm going to do that first. So I underline whatever I'm doing, I underline it. 3 times 4 is 12. And whatever I haven't used moves down to the next line. So 2 and plus moves down to the next line. Next, have I got any adding? Yes, I have. 2 plus 12 gives me 14. And that's the first one done. Okay, for the first one. Next one, I'm going to do the next one in a different colour. I'm doing the bottom one in red. I'm going to write down BIDMAS again. This is just something I do when I'm learning it. Again, if you really understand it, you don't have to do this, okay? If you're getting it right and you really get it, don't do this bit. This is just while you're learning it. Okay, have I got any brackets? No. Have I got any indices? No. Have I got any division? No. Have I got multiplication? Yes, I have. I'm going to underline that. 2 times 3 is 6. The 7. And the takeaway moves down to the next line. Have I got any adding? No. Have I got any subtracting? Yes, I have. 7 take away 6 just gives me an answer of 1. Guys, once you've gotten those examples written down and you think you maybe understand the basic ones like this, can you have a go at the two questions on the right hand side, please? I'll give you a minute to get the ones on the left down and do the ones on the right. Remember, you don't have to do these steps if you really get it. 30 seconds. Right then, so have I got any brackets? No. Indices? No. Multiplying I have got. So I'm going to do the multiplying first. 2 times 4 is 8. Anything that hasn't been used is going to move down to the next line. 9 take away 8 gives me the answer of 1. On the next one I have got multiplying. Okay, so I'm going to do that first. 3 times 8 is 24. 3 and the plus move down to the next line. 3 plus 24 gives me an answer of 27. Okay, very straightforward to start us off. Okay, so right, on the next page now. So these ones, lots of these are okay. I think most of these just got the same similar rules. Can you have a go, please, at task 1? Actually, let's do a few more examples before we move on to that. Actually, no, let's go straight in. Let's have a go. Right, guys, so have a go at task 1 for me, please. Again, pick a box based on your confidence, okay? If you're not feeling super confident, maybe you want to do one of the boxes lower down. If you are feeling super confident, maybe have a go at one of the green or the amber boxes. So red is easiest, green is hardest. I'll give you 2 more minutes, guys. If you can finish one box, that's really, really good. Right guys, so can you mark whatever you've done so far? I'm just going to move across. Again, the questions are still there, so if you're still finishing off, it's fine. Just mark whatever you've done. As you can see here, it's going from left to right, so 8 would be the answer to question 1, 6 would be the answer to question 2, and so on. "30 seconds just to make sure you've marked everything you've done. Right guys, so let's move on to some more difficult examples now. So similar thing as we were doing earlier on. Again, I'm going to write the words BidMaths down the left hand side. Okay, and I'm going to do exactly the same as I did earlier on. Have I got brackets? No. Have I got indices? Nope. Have I got division? Yes, I have. I'm going to do that first. 4 divided by 2 is 2. 3 plus 5 times, all moves down. Okay, have I got multiplying? Yes, 5 times 2. 5 times 2 is 10. 3 plus 10. 3 plus 10 gives me 13 as an answer because I have got adding. Okay, same thing on the next one. Okay, BidMaths again. Okay, I've got brackets on this one, so I'm going to do the brackets first. 7 plus 2 is 9. Minus moves down, 3 squared moves down, and 4 times moves down. Okay, I have got indices. That's this little thing by here. What that means is times by itself. So that's the same as doing 3 times 3. 3 times 3 is 9. 4 times moves down. Take away 9 moves down. Have I got division? No. Have I got multiplying? Yes. 4 times 9 is 36. Take away 9 moves down. 36 take away 9 is 27. As a final answer. Guys, if you find that straightforward, that's good. If you didn't quite find that straightforward, that's okay. Okay, what I'd like you to do is, can you have a go at the ones on the right hand side? Again, if you can get maybe the first one done and you're confident with it, that's good. Get the examples on the left written down. Again, if you're really confident, you don't have to write this BidMaths down. That's just a mental check that you'll need to do as you go through. "30 seconds more, guys, just to get the ones on the left down and have a go at the 2 questions on the right hand side. Right guys, so over here now, I've got brackets, so I'm going to do those first, so I underline those. 4 plus 2 is 6, 2 times 3, and the takeaway, move down to the next line. I've got multiplying, so I'm going to do that next. 2 times 3 is 6, take away 6, 6 take away 6 just gives me nothing. Okay, very straightforward for the first one. Okay, next one, probably a little more complicated. Again, I've got brackets, so I'm going to do the 3 plus 3 first, which is 6. Squared moves down, times 8 moves down, and plus 2 moves down. Squared I'm going to do next. Indices, again, 6 times 6 just means 36. It means times by itself. 36 times by 8 moves down, plus 2 moves down. 36 times 8, well, that is going to give me a huge answer. Okay, so you need to take your time on that. It's probably a poor writing of the question from me. 372 is 288. Plus 2 on the end gives me 290. So again, if you got that bottom one wrong, only because of the really hard timesing bit by there, that's okay. As long as you kind of understood the BidMaths bit, that's the most important. Okay, right guys, mark those up. Please remember to change them if you got them wrong. And then let's have a go at this. So what this is, order of operations maze. You have to start in the top left hand box, and you can only go the direction and if you got a right answer. So for the first one, 9 times 5 is 45, plus 14 plus 3 is 65. So I'm going to go to the right, and you've got to try and work down to get to the end of the maze, which is down here. So this is where you're finishing. Okay, there's one right way. You can only go the direction of the correct answer. So for the first one, the answer is 65, so you can go to the right. And then this one, you've got to work out what the right answer is, okay, and you can go that way. Okay, have a go at that for me. Okay, you can remember you can only go the direction of the right answer. This is a little bit more challenging than earlier on. Have a go, see how you get on. There is one correct way of going through the maze. I'll give you 2.5 minutes to get that done. Last 30 seconds, guys. Right guys, so the correct way of getting to the maze is this, okay? So the first one you would have got 65. On the next one the answer was 18, so you'd have gone down. The next one the answer was 77. Next one the answer was 18. Next one the answer was 9. You would have gone to the left again for 28, down 45, across to 40, and then down to 100. And the last one, if you got the answer, the way out the maze was 20. Okay, so mark whatever you've done. If you did some of the wrong questions, okay, and you're wondering what the answers are, I can put them up later on. Okay, if you got some of them wrong, but that's the answer, the way to get to the maze. Again, if you manage to get some of the way through, that's okay. Some of them are dead ends, okay, so don't worry about that too much. But well done, guys, that's awesome. Right, guys, so a little bit of problem solving now. I'd like you to work out how much it costs to buy 12 books. So books are £10 each. Special offer is buy one, get one half price. How much is the cost for 12? I'll give you 2 minutes to see if you can work this out. If you work it out before then, that's amazing. Last minute. Right, guys, so let's go through this one, okay? So the best way to do this, I think, if it's £10 each for a book and the offer is the really important bit, is the offer, buy one, get one half price, I would work out how much it costs to buy 2 books. Now, if one book is £10 and it's buy one, get one half price, 2 books is going to be £10 plus a half price book, which is £5. So 2 books is going to cost us £15. And then you've got to work out how many lots of 2 books are in 12. To get 12 books, you have to do 2 books times 6. So it's going to be £15 times 6, because there are 6 lots of 2 books in 12. If you fit them all in, that'll cost you £90 altogether. So the final offer was £90. That's worth 3 points on that one. Again, if you were doing it in the proper exam, that's how much you'd be worth. So £90 for a final answer. It's really important you show you're working out as clearly as possible in this. My handwriting isn't the best because of the touchscreen. Right, guys, final thing. I'd like you to try as a plenary to see how much you understand this. If you get 4 of these right, That's amazing. You need to work out whether these ones at the bottom are true or false. So someone has done some working out. Each of these is a person's workings. You need to tell me whether they're correct or whether they're wrong. If they're right, they go in the true column. If they're wrong, they go in the false column. I'd say if I went for the first one, this one, 4 take away 2 is 2 times by 9 is 18. Doesn't equal 34. So that first one by there would go in the false column. Guys, if you manage to get 4 of those right, you've been incredibly successful today. If you get them all right, that's amazing. You're perfect. You really understand order of operations. I'll give you 2 minutes to get this done. Right guys, 30 seconds to finish those off. Right guys, cool. So you should have them in those columns by there. Again, if you got 4 correct, that's brilliant. You've been very successful today. If you got them all right, you understand this perfectly, okay? And I'm really proud of you. Guys, well done to all that tuned in this morning. And I will catch those Year 7 people next week. Well done, guys. Proud of you all.